everyone, this is Ekta Radadia from the Department of Pharmacology, LG Institute of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad. I welcome you all on the digital platform of LG Institute of Pharmacy for your e-learning session. So first of all, I would like to welcome you all for your B.Pharm Semester 3 Pathophysiology course. So the pathophysiology, it is the study of any diseases related to its cause and sometimes how the body reacts to it. So this course is designed to provide you an impact and the thorough knowledge of pathophysiology in respect to the understanding of pathophysiological diseases and their mechanisms. So this course will help you to get a base how to perform medicine in a safe, rational and effective manner. So let's begin with diabetes. In this session, I will be discussing about the diabetes, like what is diabetes, what are the epidemiology and etiological factors of diabetes, their pathogenesis and the mechanism like the pathophysiology, and classification of diabetes and the clinical presentation of different types of diabetes. So let's begin with diabetes. So let's talk about diabetes. Diabetes mellitus is a group of metabolic diseases which is characterized by chronic hyperglycemia. It could be either due to the impairment up to a lesser or greater extent for the impairment of carbohydrate, lipid and protein metabolism. So what is diabetes actually? So diabetes is the condition when your blood glucose, or it is also called as blood sugar levels, reaches too high. It is characterized by hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia meaning increase in the blood glucose level up to the certain level when we compare to the normal or baseline glucose. So the insulin, it is a hormone which is secreted from the pancreas and it helps in the maintenance of glucose which is stored in your cells. Now what are the sources of glucose? Glucose usually we get it from the food we eat. So the insulin helps in the maintenance of energy metabolic processes. So when the energy is stored in the form of glucose, our body cells try to get energy from the glucose. So insulin, it helps glucose from get the energy from the food into your body, which is to be used as the storage of energy. Now sometimes what happens, there is an increase or there is build-up of glucose in your blood and it leads to the health problems. So usually diabetes is like diabetes, it doesn't have any cure, but you can still well manage via various management therapies. Sometimes what happens, your body is not able to produce enough insulin, or it may be that body doesn't produce insulin at all. Now the other condition, it could be if suppose the body is producing insulin in enough amount, then our bodily response doesn't support that reaction to use well. So till that the glucose would get built up in your blood glucose and it reaches to the higher levels than the normal, so it could cause some health problems. So till then more than 30 millions of reports are being reported of the diabetes worldwide according to the WHO data, and more than 1 in 4 of them, they did not know that they had diabetes really. And most of the time, like 90 to 95% of the population, they are suffering from type 2 diabetes in any adult or over the age of 65. Then now let's talk about who is more likely to get affected from diabetes. Then if you are 45 or older than that, or if you have some history of family diabetes and you are overweight, then there are chances of getting diabetes. And the other factors includes physically inactive, and if you possess certain health related problems such as high blood pressure, then there are chances of getting diabetes in early age. Or the other reasons, if you do have diabetes in the gestational period or when the woman is pregnant, or the other factors include pre-diabetes, then these type of patients are more likely to get diabetes. Now let's discuss about the risk factors for diabetes. Your chances of developing type 2 diabetes, it really depends on various combinatory factors. such as including your genes and lifestyle modifications. Although you cannot change the risk factors such as family history, age, ethnicity, but you can change your lifestyle factors around eating and physical activity. So the lifestyle modification really helps you to control and manage your diabetes at any certain levels. Now, what causes the diabetes? So there are some factors including genetics, lifestyle and environmental factors. They are responsible for developing diabetes. Apart from that, eating habits such as eating an unhealthy food, not exercising properly, or if you are being an overweight or obese, then there are chances of developing type 2 diabetes most likely. Type 1 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disorder, in which the body's own immune system tries to attack the insulin and destroys the beta cells, which is secreted from the pancreas, and they are responsible for producing insulin. Now, what causes the diabetes? So there are some factors including genetics, lifestyle and environmental factors. They are responsible for developing diabetes. Apart from that, eating habits such as eating an unhealthy food, not exercising properly, or if you are being an overweight or obese, then there are chances of developing type 2 diabetes most likely. Type 1 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disorder, in which the body's own immune system tries to attack the insulin and destroys the beta cells, which is secreted from the pancreas, and they are responsible for producing insulin. Over the time, the blood glucose level which has got built up in your bloodstream, it leads to the damage of kidney, heart and sometimes eyes. So it leads to the kidney disorders or any heart diseases, or sometimes it also causes blindness. So the excessive buildup of glucose in your bloodstream, it leads to the damages to tiny blood vessels in your eyes or kidney or heart, and which is responsible for the narrowing down and shortening of arteries. So the next is classification of diabetes. Now the diabetes, they are classified under different categories. So it is classified as type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes and some other types of diabetes which is due to the monogenic disorders. So let us discuss them one by one. So first let us look at type 1 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disorder. So it leads to the beta cell destruction, which is initiated by body's immune system itself. So what is an autoimmune disorder? In autoimmune disorder, our body's own system tries to attack and it destroys the cells of our body. So how does diabetes affect my body? And the onset of this diabetes is usually or the commonly found in the early age or childhood. Now next is type 2 diabetes. Now it really depends on the various degrees of condition. So it is due to the beta cell dysfunction and insulin resistance, and it is associated with overweight and obesity. And then the next is other types of diabetes. It includes monogenic diabetes. Now it could be due to the monogenic defects in beta cell function or insulin actions. Now these are caused by certain gene mutations, and they are required for the different treatments for some different diseases, and it could be found in neonatal or in early adulthood. So they are caused by some specific gene mutations, and they have got some specific features like insulin resistance when there is not obesity. So they have got, or there is a development of diabetes when the insulin is not able to compensate the functions of beta cell. And the next is gestational diabetes. So the gestational diabetes is the presence of diabetes for the first time during the pregnancy. So it also affects how the body cell uses the glucose for the maintenance of the normal metabolic processes. So the gestational diabetes causes the increase in blood sugar level, which affects the pregnancy as well as baby's health. So the onset of this diabetes is in children or in childhood, or it could be in early adulthood. So this is known as juvenile diabetes also. Now the clinical features presents the blurred vision, sometimes confusion, then the increased thirst. So the clinical features possesses different symptoms including increased thirst, increased hunger after eating, sometimes blurred vision, fatigue, and unexplained weight loss. Even if you are eating, you feel hungry. It includes dry mouth, upset stomach, and vomiting. Then it also may get cramps. It includes dry mouth, upset of stomach, and vomiting, frequent urination, and cramps. Now let us talk about type 2 diabetes. So it's the condition in which the patients are usually insulin resistant. So in this condition, the body is still producing insulin, but somehow it doesn't, or it is not able to react or processes to the insulin. So the clinical features includes the increased thirst, blurred vision, then increased hunger, frequent urination, and sometimes the infections which are not able to heal fast, which is skin or any urinary tract infection. It also explains unusual weight loss sometimes. Now let's just discuss about the pathogenesis of type 1 diabetes. So in type 1 diabetes, there is a decreased amount of insulin secretion by our body, and this lead to the increase of glucagon. It's the hormone which is produced in liver, which is responsible for the uptake of glucose, and it will send the glucose to different body or different cells. Now what happens in the development of type 1 diabetes? There are some autoantigens which are responsible for the immunoregulations. So it might be due to any genetic or environmental factors. Now the release of these autoantigens, it causes or it thrives to the development for the disruption of auto immunoregulations in our body, specifically T cells and CD4 cells in our immune system. Now these tends to respond the release of cytokines, cytokine factors such as interleukins or IFN gamma, and many more other factors. Now these factors causes the insulitis, meaning the inflammation of beta cells, and hence it tends to the cause of beta cell death in response to development of type 1 diabetes. So these type of factors such as a genetic factor or any environmental factors, be it virus, microbiome, or any other physical factors. So these factors tend to initiate the inflammatory responses to autoimmunity or metabolic stress, and it leads to the development of beta cell dysfunction and destruction, which is responsible for the development of diabetic conditions. And then further it may develop the complications including microvascular or macrovascular, which tends to affect the vital organs of our body. So this was all about the basics of diabetes. So in this session we have covered what is diabetes actually, the basic concepts of diabetes, then the types of diabetes, and I have discussed type 1 diabetes with its pathogenesis. So in next part I would be discussing about the pathogenesis of type 2 diabetes and the diagnostic test of diabetes. Thank you everyone for your patience, and please make sure that you do subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite to keep yourself updated. Thank you.